Hey, Fish here, and Jasper, the other choir dog. You'll probably hear him. I'm here to tell you a secret. Can you keep a secret? All right, think about it. Before I tell you the secret, you've got to tell me you can keep it. Actually, you don't have to keep it. But before I tell you the secret, I'm going to tell you about two things that happened to me that made me a better human. The first thing on the personal front is I got a dog. Now, I didn't grow up with a dog, and I pretty much thought people who had dogs were crazy because I would watch them in the morning, walk the dog, and pick up the dog business and think, you're crazy. And then I got married, and my husband, who always had a dog, said, I've always wanted a Sheltie. And I said, I'm not a dog person. And he said, there's a litter. We don't have to get one. Can we just go look? And I said, we'll just look. And then we got there, and Lowell Sawyer came over, and he demanded that I take him home. He demanded that I become a better human. And I did, because, especially I think for somebody who doesn't have children, at least biological children I was responsible for full time, it was really important that I had a living creature in my life that I was solely responsible for, right? Because even spouses, adults can take care of themselves, but children, dogs, they are totally dependent on you. And Sawyer was totally dependent on me, and I fell in love with him from the moment I held him. And then I really knew that he was counting on me to take care of him, and then he gave me back 10 times the love. And then he passed away, and then I got Jasper, and then I also have an adopted dog, Kirby. So I've got dogs in my life, and I am a better human for it. Okay. Second thing that happened in my life on a professional front that made me a better human was that I went to South Africa. And everybody remembers the first time, if they're lucky enough to go to South Africa, everybody remembers the first time they hear a South African choir sing South African music in South Africa in their home. It's not like hearing a South African choir who's touring. It's not like hearing a choir who's not South African sing South African songs, even if they're pretty good. There is nothing like hearing a South African choir sing South African music in South Africa. The earth trembles, the walls shake, and you are never the same. But that's not exactly what made me a better human. What made me a better human was the reaction that Poppy, the choir director of that first choir I heard, this was way back in 1996. I've been going there for almost 25 years. It's what Poppy did when he saw what I did after I was blown away by hearing a South African choir for the first time. What did I do? I took out notepaper. I took out notepaper that I brought with me and a pencil, and I started transcribing the music. Why? Because I have a left Western brain, and I was hearing this music, and I couldn't look at it because it's an oral tradition, and I started writing it down. Why? Because I could. Why? Because that's what we do in the West. We think about music. And thank you, Jan Kwiswicki at Temple University. Go Owls, because I took the oral training, and I took the transcribing, and I was ready. So I'm writing the music down, this beautiful music, and I can't write fast enough. And then the choir finishes, and then I say, could you sing it again? Because I want to write it down, and the movements, I want to write them down. And so the choir started singing again, and then Poppy walked over to me, and he smiled, and he took the notation out of my hand, and he put it down, and he took the pencil out of my hand, and he took me by the hand, because interestingly enough, in South Africa, men can hold hands, and it doesn't mean that they're an item. It's just a cultural thing. He took me by the hand, and he brought me up into the choir because he wanted me to sing. And that's what made me a better human, a better musician, because from that moment onward, I used the right part of my brain when making music. I listened better. I learned to trust my body and my muscle memory and the singers around me. And I just learned to be present in the moment, because that's what South Africans do. That's what makes their music special. It's all about Ubuntu. A person is a person through other people. Through other humans is how we realize our humanity. Now, you've heard me maybe talk before about how Ubuntu as a word doesn't exist in Western culture. But if you look closely, even in Western cultures that tend to prize the individual, Ubuntu tends to crop up somewhere if you look really hard. I'm thinking about the Shakers who, tis the gift to be simple, tis the gift to be free. Turn, come round right. Be one with each other, and it will eventually come round right. And that's what happens when you sing with South Africans. It doesn't matter if you know the words. It doesn't matter if you know the notes. It doesn't matter if you know the movements. Just participate. Be one with everyone. I'm thinking about I Need You to Survive in the gospel tradition. Stand with me. Agree with me. That doesn't mean we have to agree with opinions of the person to our left and our right. It means stand with them, sing with them, be with them, and it transcends all other differences. And that's not something corny. That's actually true. That's Ubuntu, and that's what choir is. Okay, so secret time. You are taking this online course, this online experience, Sing Like a South African. And I really hope by the end of the course, you know Shumaela and you really feel like you are singing like a South African. I think I can give that to you. I'm not saying you will be a South African. I'm not a South African. I can never be an expert. But I think from all the generosity that my South African friends have poured on me, I can pour on you what it means to sing like a South African. However, drum roll. Jasper? He's asleep. Here's the secret to singing like a South African. Ready? Sing. I can show you how South Africans tend to move. I can help you with the lyrics and the pronunciation. But the secret to singing like a South African is just sing. So I'm going to ask you, turn off the left part of your brain and turn the right one on. Don't hesitate if you don't know the words and you don't know the notes and you don't know the movement. If somebody is singing, sing. If somebody is moving, move. And you will have arrived at the spirit of Ubuntu, and you will be singing like a South African. So, to be a better human, 1, if you've never had a dog, get one. It's not too late. Number 2, go to South Africa. It should be on your bucket list. Be a better human, be a better musician. Let go. Sing. The end.